both medical and academic. And just a few of them are, he's an MD of course, he's an MA, DSc, ND, He is, as I indicated to you, the founder and fellow of the Neuropathic Institute of Louisiana, and listen to this, a Knight of the Military Order of St. John of Malta. Dr. Kite is a graduate of Brooklyn College, City University of New York, and the Neuropathic Institute, and an open international university for complementary medicines. The information goes on. Sisters and brothers, I know you waited to hear Dr. Kite. I'll ask you to give him a warm African echo.
I want to first greet you with the greetings of peace in the ancient Kemetic Egyptian language, Hotep. Or as we'll say in New York, Hetepu. You can say Hetepu also, you know. My name is Wolde Kite, and I'm most thankful to be here in New Jersey. I'm a little short, so I have to bring this down a little bit. I lived in New York City for 17 years. I lived in Brooklyn, to be exact. And then 6 years ago, I moved to Los Angeles, where I now reside with my wife, Endless. But before moving to Brooklyn, New York, I had the wonderful privilege of growing up in a country called Guyana, and I'm told that there are many Guyanese here. I was born in Guyana in the middle of the 20th century. I was born in Georgetown, but I lived in Quarantine, the country part of Guyana, where I grew up with my grandmother, Mariah Louise Paul, who taught me quite a bit about the ancestors, and especially that relating to herbalism, or the way of herbs. I have, since that time, incorporated all the wonderful knowledge and experience my grandmother has shared with me before she left this planet and went on to other worlds. And then I looked at the actual scientific basis for what she had taught me, the art she had taught me, and in studying, I came up with many wonderful ideas and ideals, some of which I'll share with you today. I do like to use visual presentation when I do speak, so I'll be writing on the board so that you may take notes. I'm told that I have unlimited time, so I should be able to complete this lecture within at least 10 minutes. I am just developing my sense of humor. I'm going to be on a television show in a few minutes. I just want to share with you, my name is spelled C-W-O-L-D-E, and the last name is Kite. And actually, I should have asked Sister Blanche and some wonderful folks out here what I'm supposed to be talking about today. I don't even know. What would you like to hear?
Herbs. The topic was ancient African medicine or something.
Ancient, what's the topic? Y'all gotta help me because I don't know what the topic is. I am just here to share.
Ancient Egyptian medicine.
African health. Okay. That's it?
This says foundation for all medical systems and man.
Okay, let me hear. Somebody got something good going here. Let me hear exactly what this title says so I'll know how to do my presentation. Traditional African medicine, foundation for all medical systems, then and now. Well, I'm going to put this in my, my book over here so that I can have it to take back home. Tell the folks that I spoke in Jersey about this stuff here. If y'all let me go back. Okay, how many folks we have here today? Well, enough, right? No one knows, right? I like to see Brother Yusuf is getting a little shot back there of everybody. And I'm doing this because this is on tape, you know. And a year or two down the line, I want you all to be able to see this. That's what this is about. African medicine, the foundation for all medical systems. And I know that many individuals perhaps think that the Chinese with the Oriental medicine, acupuncture, perhaps is older, or perhaps the Indian Ayurvedic medical system is also very old. But I have something to share with you today, and that is primarily traditional African medicine. The system of our ancestors predates both the Chinese system that was founded by an African who was called Fu Sui, F-U-H-S-I, and I'll tell a little more about that. He was the first emperor of divine dynasties in ancient China. And also the ancient Indian system, or Ayurveda, was also founded by Africans who went from Africa, and especially North Africa, into India. And today the individuals of South India are keeping that tradition alive. Now, African medicine, the foundation for all medical systems. First of all, when we speak of medicine, we have to understand what this word means. Medicine is divided into primarily two sections. One, medi, and the next is sine. Medi denotes or connotes middle. And sine is like in cinema, which means to see. And one of the things that I like to share with you, and you must understand, is exactly what the word medicine actually means. It means to see the middle, or to be the middle, or in actuality, to be balanced. Now, what does this balancing entail? There are several factors that we must bear in mind. And the first one, I'll give you a symbol. Actually, I want to make sure that we all see this. This is the first symbol that you must know. There's a second symbol that is like this, and a third symbol like this. This symbol represents the word. Anyone knows what this is?
You got it in your hand.
Oh, okay, well, it's an ankh, but this actually is Mercury. The second is sulfur, and the third is salt. Mercury is symbolic of spirit, sulfur of the body, of the consciousness, which is known as soul, and salt of the physical body. When I was growing up in Guyana, something very interesting happened. My grandmother took me to a Christian church, and I grew up in Christianity from the time I was a little child. And I remember while reading Christian scripture, there was a certain passage. And the passage reads, "And God breathed the breath, spirit, breath into man, physical body, and man became a living soul." And when I saw this relationship of spirit coming into physical and enlivening the person and giving consciousness, I then began to understand truly what medicine was all about. The ancients taught that we as beings have a spirit which they call Sahu, S-A-H-U, and this is the actual name given to spirit in ancient Kemetic Egyptian terms. The soul they call Ku, and the physical body they call Khat. K-H-A-T. So we have Khat, Ku, and Sahu, or body and soul, and actually the spirit. When I began to study the whole concept of healing or medicine, I began to see that in order for balance, medicine to take place, the spirit, this Sahu, must be unencumbered as it travels down the time tunnel, coming into the physical body and giving life to a soul or the consciousness of the being. So medicine in actuality must address these three areas, or balance must be found in all three areas if we are to get good health. And today what I'm going to share with you is the whole concept of health and healing from a traditional perspective, that we will look at medicine in terms of spirit, medicine in terms of physical body, and medicine in terms of soul. You think that's a good way to approach this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, and you don't want me to just tell you about germs, do you? No. Okay.
That too.
Okay. Well, not only about germs, but that too. Now, I would like to primarily deal with how the ancients looked at several factors. And the first factor I would like to share with you is the concept of causation, or cause. Cause, then I'll deal with diagnosis, then I'll deal with treatment. I better write it. Cause, diagnosis, and treatment of disease. Or I perhaps should make a correction here. Cause, diagnosis, and treatment of the being, not disease.
Yes, true.
And that makes a lot of difference. And while I'm talking to you, you don't have to be real quiet and stuff. You can really get into this, just like, be in church, call and response. All right, don't have me up here just talking to you. It's kind of, well, let's first deal with the cause of disease. Primarily, the ancients thought that there are 5 causes of disease. And these causes, the first we'll call venereal. Next is natural. Astral, deific, D-E-I-F-I-C, and spiritual. Venereal cause of disease, natural cause of disease, astral cause of disease, deific, and spiritual cause of disease.
I was wondering, we first have to decide which things we're going to call abnormal and therefore disease.
Okay, well,
we first thing decide what what is normal and what is not. What you accept as being normal and what you won't accept. And then
well, it will be a natural outgrowth as long when I go through this. You will see the abnormality from the normality, because the European concept of what is normal and the Kemetic African concept of what is normal, it differs. Okay, but we're going to be dealing today with a universal concept of normalcy. And as I go through with this, you will see primarily what the balance or imbalance is all about. Okay, and so we will get to that. So, primarily, when we deal with the causes of disease, I'm actually talking about the causes of certain imbalances that will come about within a system to throw things from a state of what is considered balance, and we'll talk about balance, from what is considered to be a state of imbalance. So disease is actually a form of disharmony within the system. And let's just accept that word for now, but as we go through this process, we will see